According to the latest Uganda National Household Survey 2019-20, the main sources of energy for lighting in Uganda are grid electricity is at 19%, lighting through solar systems is at 38%, Tadoba accounts for 14%, dry cells and batteries contribute 16%, and other, including firewood, make up the remaining 13%. But how can these statistics be managed and revised accordingly? The mentioned statistics therefore call for deliberate action to convert those households using Tadoba, the dry batteries and firewood, to use of renewable energies for lighting purposes. The Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company is a government institution set up under the Companies Act as a company limited by guarantee and not having share capital. Accordingly, the objectives of UECCC are to serve as a credit support institution and to promote private sector-led renewable energy infrastructure development.
So Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company came on board in 2009 basically to help private sector prepare itself to partake of the opportunity that had been created. But they had to be helped to build the capacity so that they are able to get finances which are affordable at concessional level. They've helped us, they've reached out to rural areas, Soroti, down in Chisoro, in Hoima. They are covering the whole country by identifying those small private financing institutions to help them prepare themselves to be able to get money and then help other consumers to purchase the gadgets that they want to make sure that they are connected. But Uganda has areas which are very remote, which will require other means of getting connected. And I am happy that UECCC is concentrating on that to bridge the gap.
Ngarakinting sola e poire some Bible idua shumanita bono oreda nene tosoma ngi kwara lo sio choloni apesi jamu kedicha kirokere.
I got this solar from Nile Microfinance alone. The reason is because thieves used to disturb me a lot because I had no light. Yeah, they used to come at night, they disturb us, and I have my son who is studying in Kampala. He needs to read his book. That is the reason why I went for this solar. And it is helping me a lot. I'm watching TV, news. It is helping me, giving me security light in the balcony, in the rooms, all I have my light there.
The Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company Limited has a mandate which is running around, number one, ensuring increased access to clean energy. This is especially for those rural, hard to reach areas or the hard to serve areas, so that we can also get them access our clean energy, but also most importantly to facilitate the financing of renewable energy development, particularly for those private sector companies which could be with interest in investing in clean energy. So we are mainly a company that wanted to bridge that gap between what is happening with the national grid and those who are left out, especially at the grassroots, by having them access clean energy and access it at affordable cost by modeling a way of bringing in private sector participation so that we can be able to reach those areas. UECCC is the Apex Credit Support Initiative. So it's an institution which is at the top, trying to mobilize this financing. It works with the financial institutions, then the private sector energy companies, as well as the development partners, to try to mobilize them and mobilize resources through innovative ways to finance this production and distribution of clean, renewable energy. So in a way, it's a special purpose vehicle. It's a company that works as a special purpose vehicle to link the private sector players, especially those who are in energy, to provide the renewable energy and access.
I got to know about the solar when I went to town and I checked Nile Microfinance, and I found that the product that I wanted was there with them. So when I went to them and inquired how I could acquire it, they told me, well, there are two methods of acquiring it. You can get it in form of cash, or else you acquire it in form of loan. So because I never had enough money, I went in form of loan. Because normally my work begins very early in the morning at 5, so I make sure by 5 I come in, I switch on the lights, and that's how it has helped me. It has not disappointed me since I bought it. This is now, I think, the 1 year plus of using it, and I've never got disappointment with it.
Through our partnership with the Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company, we are able to reach a large number of people. The ordinary poor, not less than 2,000 people we have connected. This is in line with our vision, and this partnership, without this partnership, it would have been very difficult for Nile Microfinance to make this penetration. Nile is now well known for providing sustainable, clean energy. We appreciate your intervention.
And what are some of the current strategies being deployed within the mandate of key actors in the renewable energy subsector to improve these scenarios?
So UECCC is at the forefront to really drive the government's agenda in ensuring we are using clean energy, but also energy efficient technologies. We really want to implore as many stakeholders as possible to benefit from the facilities that the UECCC is supporting through different financiers or financing institutions and private energy companies. The team at UECCC walks the journey with you when you want to access funding, even if it meant getting a transaction advisor to package a solution for the entity that intends to benefit from the facility. They are available to provide that kind of support.
We have a menu of credit support instruments, including concessional funding to partner financial institutions, partial credit risk guarantees, and technical assistance to private sector players to facilitate provision of credit for clean energy projects. Since our operationalization, we have developed and implemented innovative, scalable financing solutions that demonstrate actual impact on the ground. We have facilitated financial institutions to take on energy lending as part of their day-to-day lending business with the standalone energy loan products such as the Sente Solar at Centenary Bank, Equi-Green Loan at Equity Bank, and Biogas Loan Facility at Able Circle. These clean energy loan products address the affordability barrier arising from the upfront cost of acquiring clean energy technologies. We have also facilitated financial institutions to provide working capital loans to clean energy companies. Through the various financing programs, UECCC has enabled 1.2 million Ugandans to access clean energy, including solar, biogas, and on-grid connections. Under our technical assistance program, UECCC has enabled local developers to package bankable renewable energy projects through provision of early-stage funding. Through this program, we have so far provided early-stage technical assistance to 8 local independent producers with a generation capacity of 76.7 megawatts. This enabled the local developers to finish early stage studies and secure equity investors.
Sun King is one of the partners with Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company, and together with them we have been able to get working capital loans, end user financing for individuals and enterprises that has enabled them acquire solar solutions. So we have partnered with a number of microfinance institutions in Uganda, including the banks, and at these different at their locations there is visibility of Sun King products. There is also knowledge on how to guide any customers, whether it's the bank customers or customers walking by, to be able to acquire products. So I do appeal to Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company to not to let go on the investment. It's very important for the sector, but also to be able to work with us to go down the grassroots, to grow our reach. We see that even as there is information and knowledge of solar, we still need to be able to educate our people to be able to take this as a serious alternative and not just a substitute or by the way.
We've been able to extend credit to about 2,000 families that have been able to access power connection as well as solar connection. And this one they've been able to do through our products, which have been codenamed Sente Solar as well as Sente Power. We want to thank our partners, the UECCC, for being able to enable our clients through the bank, Centenary Bank, to access power. And once power is availed to them, definitely we know we'll be enabling them to do investments and eventually being able to create the small jobs that people need to be able to develop the economy.
The Government of Uganda Electricity Connection Policy 2018 and 2017 has set a target of 300,000 on-grid connections per annum. Government of Uganda is implementing a free connection policy. In that regard, UECCC is extending funding to support house wiring and connections to communities in different parts of the country.
I've benefited from this electrical loan very much. When the program came in, they sensitized it about the program. I just took interest straight away. At home here, I'm trying to look for things, the way of opening something like also we selling some of these cold drinks and so on.
I got this power. I was suffering because of power issue. I had the tenants here who wanted power. I wanted to connect with solar, but they wanted electricity, so there was no option where I could get. So until when I went to Centenary, they said there is a power connectivity money loan, which I accessed, and I brought that pole and it brought power. So I still need more because I have around 7 buildings coming and all will be with each electricity differently.
A friend tipped me from Wenreko that Centenary is up with a program. We applied for the loan. Immediately, the program was rolled into the school. We were given a pole, so we powered our administration block, and it is from the administration block that we fitted the computer lab.
And we are so grateful to the Tujijenge. The solars have helped us a lot, mostly for me here. Patients come at night, you're supposed to cannulate. So without this solar, I wouldn't have managed it.
5 years ago, we got into partnership with UECCC. With that partnership, we were able to raise to another level of professionalism in the provision of solar. We were providing solar, very small pico units, light only, light and phone charging. But when we partnered with UECCC, they introduced us to a network of professionally trained technicians who were able to then service a clientele that we were avoiding to service before. People who wanted systems, for example, for their hospitals, systems for their schools that we weren't able to do before. And as a result, they have transformed the communities they work in.
I came to get this solar was through those people who are under Tujijenge company. They came advertising the solar system. So when I looked at it, I got interested. So when I bought it, I saw how useful it was because I could even light it throughout the night. This is the one my wife uses. She uses it throughout the night for baking her cakes when she is at home here. So this thing has helped me so much, and even the family at large, very much. And they have appreciated. They just loaned me this solar here.
I'm using the solar for this grinding mill, and I also have a shop behind there, and in the shop we have a refrigerator and we have a charging system which we charge phones for money, and we also have a saloon whereby all these are using the solar system.
We have so far worked with UECCC for the last 5 years, and they have supported us in different categories. One, last 3 years they provided us guarantees to acquire working capital from Centenary Bank, and by that time we had challenges of collateral. We couldn't go to the bank because they needed land title, so couldn't access the facility. And that guarantee helped us to access the loan facility in Centenary Bank, and which has helped us to increase importation, and also it has helped us to grow our market because like Northern Uganda, we just started 2 years back. So it means out of having this working capital, we had to grow and expand.
Before UCC came in, we had not focused much on these renewable energy products, biogas and solar. But when we came, that's when we developed these products, and actually now they are picking up. And this partnership has actually increased our visibility in the whole region.
aba ebo bangambira ngo baza kumpereza ekirabo cya biogas ekikurwa mu kitongore ekyo konka kwihana bampa biogas ntura biogas nyonka gitasi mu nje yanjye mpango tine mwika tine kunuka amashaga gumukureba ningihamu ngatomba rutoki njyango rutoki rwanjye numurebo kurukusha.
As government of Uganda, we thought we should have the development partners as well as the private sector participants, especially those companies which are in energy, as well as the financial institutions, to come together and help us to have those areas which are not able to access, especially the low-income people at the grassroots, the hard to reach and hard to serve areas which are far away from the main grid to have access to this clean energy. So our structure is in such a way that the top, we have this company as an apex credit institution, and then it brings in that pot the development partners, the financial institutions, as well as the private companies to serve the population.
The agency mobilized grant funding of up to 13.1 million euros from the Oreo Infrastructure Fund of the Netherlands government.
The Netherlands government is quite active in renewable energy in Uganda. We focus mainly on solar, hydropower, and a little bit on cooking stoves.
The funding is targeted towards the development of 9 mini hydropower sites of 0.5 to 1.5 megawatts capacity as a single project for rural electrification.
We try to make renewable energy affordable to developing countries. It fits in our broader commitment that we made at the Paris Climate Change Agreement, not only to do our bid in combating climate change, but also to assist developing countries to do the same.
These are projects which are in very remote areas and therefore not attractive to the private sector. However, we have to find innovative ways of developing these projects because there are people living in those remote areas that need electrification to power their growth and economic development.
The project entails the aggregate construction of 9 mini hydropower plants, construction of a distribution network measuring 288 kilometers, and delivery of last mile connections to households numbering 71,081 and 1,300 small and medium-sized enterprises. The basis for selecting these projects was more about high social return as opposed to commercial viability, because these projects are in very hard to reach areas and in districts like Bundibujo with challenging terrains. On completion of this project, stable and reliable power will be delivered to the targeted beneficiaries, and the project will spawn social and economic development through increased income levels in the project area and promotion of productive uses of electricity.
The project will generally contribute towards the realization of the National Development Plan 3 targets on rural electrification, poverty alleviation, climate change mitigation, healthcare services and education services.
Uganda Energy Credit Capitalisation Company will continue to focus on implementing innovative financing solutions in partnership with financial institutions and private energy companies that unlock access to clean energy at the very grassroots, thus also contributing to addressing the global concern of climate change associated with the use of unclean energy technologies.
We intend to provide supply-side and demand-side financing initiatives and solutions for productive uses of solar. And the targeted areas will include water pumping, irrigation, solar drying, and refrigeration and cooling. We also intend to put in place supply-side and demand-side facilities to promote the clean cooking subsector. And here we will be supporting clean cooking technologies powered by solar, biogas, briquettes, and ethanol. And we also intend to provide facilities to increase the consumption of on-grid electricity. And here we will put in place a facility where we will partner with financial institutions and distribution companies, electricity distribution companies, to facilitate the financing of wiring, as the free connection is being delivered by the government of Uganda.